Um, that's not meant to be empty. Fill that in, fill those in. Alright, everything looks good. Also, because we have gold and iron, it means that we need 2 switches every. It's not just one switch every 100 blocks. It's going to be 2 switches, one for each signal every 100 blocks. Although we might, consider the analogy to the real world. If you imagine Minecraft by default being some sort of agrarian society where you just farm, where you grow wheat, like you're just a farmer. If you're just playing Minecraft, you're just a farmer. And now we're trying to build an automated train network, which is kind of like the Industrial Revolution arriving in Minecraft. But the point I want to make is that you'll notice how much more complex the Industrial Revolution is compared to just farming. I mean, when it's done, we have the convenience of a automated transport system between a bunch of different destinations, and that's real convenient. But it's a whole lot more complicated than just farming. And also the amount of infrastructure, like the amount of effort we're putting into building this infrastructure. Maybe it's a good analogy to to our history, the real world history of the Industrial Revolution. Things like the construction of the Transcontinental Railroad in the US, as well as the Trans-Siberian Railway in Russia, or even the construction of high-speed trains in Europe and Japan, and now in China as well. Like just how complex all this infrastructure is compared to just farming. I've always liked Minecraft. I've always liked this aspect of Minecraft being that it's possible to do some complex stuff if you want to. Although, as time has passed, there has not been very much complex stuff added to the game. I mean, there's some redstone, I guess. But we're just rehashing the old complaints now, like the lack of automation, or the lack of new automation options. The fact that mining and farming, tree farming, have still not been fully automated, or like the possibility of fully automating them still does not exist. I guess chickens. We did have a chicken cooker back in the other world. You can fully automate cooking chickens. But that's about it. Cactus? You can fully automate growing cactus. I think you can fully automate growing sugarcane as well. But you can't just eat sugarcane for food, right? You can't just eat raw sugar as food in Minecraft, can you? I guess chickens. Chickens you can do it, because chickens you can just throw eggs. Or you can dispense eggs out of dispensers and they'll become chickens over time. So you can do automatic chickens. there's not that many options. You can't automatically breed cows and sheep, for example. Remarkably, the mob trap still works, kind of. But even the mob trap has been nerfed. There's resources you can't get except by punching enemies instead of killing them automatically. I mean, you can do stuff like use hoppers to feed fuel and raw materials into a furnace, and then use hoppers again to extract the smelted stuff. But like that's completely redundant. I mean, if you want to smelt more stuff, you can just build more furnaces. Like the amount of time it saves is actually negligible. Let's say you want to smelt 10 furnaces worth of stuff. And like the amount of time you have to spend building the hoppers in and out of one furnace, and then preparing the materials in the boxes, is about the same time as you would spend if you just build 10 furnaces and have them run at the same time. Like, it doesn't save any time. It's so stupid. Like if you take the time to build a bunch of hoppers to feed your furnaces, it literally saves you no time. It doesn't do anything useful. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So like, there's no point in doing stuff like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So minecarts, what we're doing now, I think, is one of the few things that makes sense to automate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But even this, like, the minecart is slower than just riding a horse, right? I think it's slower than riding a horse. It might be slower than even running. I think minecarts are slower than running. Isn't that stupid? Wesley asked, have you ever tried messing around with command blocks? No, I haven't. And I do know what command blocks are, and I do know you can do a lot of stuff with command blocks. But I don't really want to. Like I wanna build mechanisms. I wanna build machines, Wesley, right? And like if I just wanna program stuff, I would do programming somewhere else. I wouldn't do programming in Minecraft. Command blocks, I feel like it's not in creative. I mean, it's not in survival, right? I guess it's one way for people to learn a little bit of scripting. Like if you don't know anything about programming, I guess it's interesting to play around with command blocks a little bit. But I want to be a mechanical engineer, not really a software engineer, if that makes sense. I mean, command blocks, they kind of break the rules of the world in a way. I mean, I don't know if you care about that. But you know, like I consider every game to be a set of rules, right? You know, like chess is a set of rules. And command blocks, in my opinion, is something that basically breaks the rules of Minecraft, or it changes the rules of Minecraft. Like you can write your own rules of Minecraft with command blocks. As opposed to playing within the rules, you are changing the rules. And maybe some people don't consider that a big deal. But you know, I consider games to be like challenges within defined rules, or like you know, objectives within defined rules. So you know, like redstone. Redstone is a part of the game, and you know, minecarts are a part of the game. Whereas command blocks, I see them similarly to cheat codes. Like, you know, you play Doom, you type in IDDQD and then you don't die. I mean, if people want to play with cheat codes, like I'm fine with that. Or you know, there's always like good reasons to do it, or there can be good reasons to do it. For example, if you want to explore the map without dealing with monsters, or you know, I mean things like God mode in games. But you have to recognize that if you use God mode in a game, you're not playing the game anymore. Like you're doing something else, but you're not playing the game. Alright, straight down here. So Wesley, you asked that, do you use command blocks or do you mess around with command blocks a lot? If you do, or if you don't mind describing what you do with command blocks, like how you use them and why you use them. I'll be interested to hear, because I don't, as I said, I don't use command blocks. But if you think there's interesting stuff to do with command blocks, I'll be happy to hear your experiences and your thoughts. Hi Saffron, we're punching dirt. Cody says I don't command blocks, but I do command blockheads. Ah, but when you command blockheads, they don't do what you say anyway, Cody. Wesley says I use them mostly to enhance building. For example, excavating large buildings. It's like, okay, I see. And that is, I would kind of agree with that sort of usage. Yeah, yeah. But when you're excavating large buildings, like you're not really, you're less playing the game and you're more kind of making artistic creations, right? Isn't that? Just wondering if I should bother the excavating stuff. I'm not sure if it will help that much, because I'm not really making large buildings as much as I am making a lot of small mechanisms. Anyway, I think I'm pretty happy to just build the stuff as is. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, Alright. How's everyone doing? Saffron, Cody, welcome back. But I do like seeing complex command programs, but that's not really not my forte. Okay. Well, have other people done anything that you really like, Wesley? Like, do you have an example of something that someone else has made that you think is really cool? I mean, I can imagine you can, if you want to like do like an adventure map, you can make large scale changes to the landscape, like a volcanic eruption, and then you just have put lava everywhere. Saffron says, I'm okay, I saw the doctor today, got prescribed a cough suppressant. Well, that might help you sleep, which is good. Although, you know, you need to cough that stuff out. Eventually, you don't want it to stay in your lungs. Like the phlegm and stuff. Well, I guess command blocks you can use it to do like combat encounters. Like oh no, you've activated my trap card. Suddenly 50 zombies appear. Oh, it's a dry cough? Okay, that makes sense. Seth Bling is probably one of the biggest I know of. He makes games inside Minecraft like Tetris and 8-bit games. Okay, I see. And he does that with command blocks, you say. Not redstone. I'd be really impressed if somebody makes Tetris with redstone in Minecraft. Alright, so okay, I mean it's interesting. It's interesting, but I wonder why you wouldn't just make Tetris instead of making it in Minecraft, or just make it out of Minecraft. Anyway, I guess it's just for fun. But I mean, Wesley, the way I look at it though, I mean, going back to like what my question, like why making it in Minecraft? Like, you know, my personal perspective on this, which you know you might disagree with. My personal perspective is that you know it really makes more sense to me if it enhances Minecraft. Like if you make Tetris in Minecraft, you're not really playing Minecraft, you're just playing Tetris. Or you're playing making Tetris. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe if you think I'm bonkers, you can just tell me that I'm wrong. But you know, Minecraft being mining and crafting and farming and exploring. Like if I do anything in Minecraft, I would want to do things that enhance that stuff, like stuff that is what Minecraft is. What's in here? Alright, let's fill this in. And again, there's no right or wrong answer, so you know, if you disagree, you can disagree. I mean, definitely making Minecraft, or making Tetris in Minecraft is definitely cool. Like, it's definitely interesting. No, I do get it. That's really just one of the first things that came to mind. Okay, alright. I mean, I'm not saying that I think Seth Bling is wrong. I mean, I think he's doing cool stuff. It's, I guess I'm just saying it's not my inclination. Ah, crap, there's more water. In fact, there's a lot of water. Hold on, what's going on? We don't need to fill the whole thing in. Let me fill that in. There's also commands I've seen that make new game mechanics, bosses, and items without the use of mods. Yeah. That's interesting. And I think especially adventure maps. Like if you're making an adventure map for other people to play, then command blocks is almost necessary. Why is there so much water? Okay, how deep is this? Oh, crap. Now we're gonna have to come back to this and do the rest of that in at some point. If anyone's wondering what I'm doing, I am building a space underneath the minecart track to put the wires, the redstone wires in. And so most of today is just gonna be me tunneling through. Or like, we're digging a ditch is what I'm doing. I'm digging a ditch so that we can bury the wires into it. We're trenching the wires. Okay, shit, you need to not walk through it. You people, get out of here. So yeah, not much scenery today because we're underground most of the time. In the ground, digging a trench. Must be boring being a miner. Being a coal miner. I mean, if you're building a skyscraper, at least there's scenery. If you're mining coal, there's no scenery. Wow, that must suck. Anyway, there's no scenery for us today either. We're back in a diagonal. So let me come through here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there. And then diagonal that way. Do we have a map? Hold on. And also, which map do we want? That's not the right map. Oh, hey, we're in between the two maps. Isn't that funny? Does the map help? Does the map make it any more interesting? I'm not sure it helps actually. The map is kind of too big. There's water again. The map probably does not help that much. There's a lot of water. Stuff like this doesn't exist in real life, you know. Like 1 meter underneath the dirt, there's a pool of water. I mean, because there's gravity in the real world, right? Like if something like this was in the real world, the dirt would just collapse, and then you have a sinkhole in the ground. A real wet and muddy sinkhole. So this is a bit dubious.